Live from number 5 Hula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra, this is Channel 1 Newsroom with Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up, 4 months after closure of Kaneshie footbridge, repair works yet to commence.
I don't know why it's being delayed, and I think that the government should do something about it. Those who are in charge of doing the bridge should do something about it, because it's really, really bad. Sunday like this, there was this kid trying to cross, and the traffic warden, they weren't here. They don't come on Sunday. And the cars were just moving. They don't even want to stop.
2 people confirmed dead following fiery road accident in the eastern region involving an STC bus, a fuel tanker, and 2 other vehicles. Parliament passes 12 bills in second meeting of first session of 9th Parliament, which ended on Saturday.
I disagree with the attempt by the committee of this House to use amendment to water down the very bill that our friends, when they were in opposition, pushed it on the country. If an academic does a research on LGBTQ, how does that amount to the NDC government or NDC members of parliament watering down the provisions of the bill?
High Court freezes 5 bank accounts and 4 properties of NPP's Dennis Miracle Abuaji. In Channel 1 Business, used car dealers demand withdrawal of planned pre-export verification of conformity program for vehicle imports. And in Channel 1 Sports, Chelsea confirmed signing a 36-year-old Jordan Henderson from Brentford. Grateful that you join us for the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We settle for details of our stories now. And 4 months after the closure of the Kaneshie market footbridges over safety concerns, rehabilitation works are yet to begin, forcing thousands of pedestrians to risk crossing the busy highway each day. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly attributes the delay to ongoing works under the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development GARID project. Rachel Engman reports.
The 2 Kaneshie market footbridges were closed on April 2 following years of structural deterioration, with the Accra Metropolitan Assembly announcing that rehabilitation would begin within 1 to 2 months. More than 4 months later, a visit by Channel 1 News found the bridges still closed with no signs of rehabilitation works. At one crossing, an AMA task force officer was on hand to assist pedestrians. However, commuters say officers are often absent, particularly on Sundays. At the second footbridge, there is neither a zebra crossing nor traffic control, leaving pedestrians to weave through fast-moving traffic. Meanwhile, traders have occupied sections of the closed stairways, while commercial activities continue beneath the deteriorating structures. Pedestrians say the prolonged closure has increased the risk of accidents and are urging authorities to begin rehabilitation works without further delay.
I feel very bad to cross this road because it seems like everybody is free. The government is not doing anything about it because there's no accident. We don't know when something will happen because before they will do something about the bridge.
There are days that the traffic wardens, they don't come. Those who direct the traffic and allow the pedestrians to cross through, they don't come. Making it can cause an accident at any time. I don't know why it's being delayed. And I think that the government should do something about it. Those who are in charge of doing the bridge should do something about it because it's really, really bad. Sunday like this, there was this kid trying to cross and the traffic warden, they weren't here. They don't come on Sunday. And the cars were just moving. They don't even want to stop for people to cross.
Accra Mayor Michael Kakpoalute explains that rehabilitation has been delayed because the footbridges form part of the ongoing garage drainage project.
But we all knew there's a garage project over from Accra Academy all the way to Kaneshie to the big door. So there's a garage project passing through where the bridges. I've engaged the garage people who are in charge of the garage project. They said the project they are on the way coming. So very soon they are going to even block one side of the road. We have 2 lanes. The one from Malam coming is the only one we are going to use because they are going to block the side so that we work. The drain will work through where the bridges. So right now, as of now, we are just hoping the guy people will be faster for us also to do our work.
The mayor assures commuters that traffic control personnel will be deployed daily, including on Sundays, to assist pedestrians until rehabilitation works commence.
They should be patient a bit for us. We heard people shouting, "The bridge is weak, the bridge is weak." We went in the same night. We did where the zebra crossing for where people to pass. We put men there, but we are humans. I cannot see whether Sunday people are there or not. What they have to know is that I'm going from today. I will make sure I will enforce it that Sunday to Sunday, men will be there to help people cross the road.
Until rehabilitation begins, pedestrians and traders say they remain exposed to danger and are urging authorities to act swiftly. Reporting for Channel 1 News from the Kaneshie Market in Accra, I am Rachel Engman.
Still on footbridges, and the one that serves is vital link for residents of Abee in the Commander Edna Eguafo Abee municipality of the Central Region has become a death trap. Residents fear its complete collapse could cut off access to farmlands and disrupt the education of many school children. There's more in this report.
The footbridge connects Abee to the neighboring community of Amisano and serves as a major route for farmers, traders, and school children. Constructed several decades ago, the bridge has received little to no major rehabilitation over the years. As a result, parts of its metal structure have deteriorated significantly, leaving it in a dangerous state. Despite efforts by community members to carry out temporary repairs, the bridge remains fragile and unsafe for daily use.
Bridge will be a black papa because if you miss no bound to member. Bifi abiri kuntumunko bifi simi na adi kuntumin fa agi soka fa wana no akwemi sanu sanu abafa abefu walukwa untumunko agi soka fa wana no akwemi sanu asimi sanu fu untumin fa ha wambanti bridge do bo ha han papa
adumalo ko pone yotumi ya just na dama yotumi afare yokoyaba ohwe pobune yegin nkobebe na ade ya ja lock ne kakakra tisin ya da menya mani bin waja abo hena nke bepepa
Sunusu badama na kwani muhina wa say elko ati say twenso ansa na akọ ntele bada san kwa wonyama na ade numu yeto nsunusu oba bakwani muhina ntele twenso na ahwe ne numu yetoro so ahwe ne ya ato nso numu krapo.
Crossing the bridge has become a frightening experience for residents, especially children, who risk their safety each time they use it.
Ansem kwanso ba yenya ntumi nko baby a bia hyeden mu atese hiama na wababa fa bi nim ne wona akọ krofofo do school for my farmer no na waba besna wudi agro na da hwe ne yekra bi botumpo wa apate wa atom
nsu badama ne yeyem hyehyen wo yema farmer ho o sende mo mu fi hero ko misano ho fi misano ban na enibirisan bi potumi je nember obetra hahwe ma forma na ansana wotum akono adwuma
adam bridge erike se ajugunkum sisi ade yontum yanko amaza ana ye hokase ma he yan school for ma from na yan farmers wo he na so na dodo na so yan okoduma no wo be ma bridge we so bandam na ya hoche kase ma ye papa.
Although no lives have been lost so far, Residents say several people have narrowly escaped serious injury after slipping or falling while attempting to cross.
Doesn't bubu kura and say ne yidie nsu no to that time record no ko where doesn't what the just side and side no o pre papa ya kumfa no pa bie no we pre ho wada memory mo sesi ama ya no ama I dangerous sinya mu je no kopi bu ache bia no ntimo nko
ɛyɛ sema afi na wona mso kora na wo shiki mmewa no nyinaa katia mufa nsuo no but nyinaa so yɛ safe sa.
For the people of Abee, most of whom depend on farming for their livelihood, the bridge is more than just a crossing point. It is a critical link to their farms and source of income. However, repeated appeals to authorities for its rehabilitation have yielded no results.
You turn around call assembly in 20 years. One can say, oh, and see a band a man for about 200. No clever for that. You think I give you my own. It's actually one day. That's in Tabona. It's your good.
Sɛ yɛ bridge de yɛde Nyankopɔn pɔ ho nkyɛw. Wɔmɛyɛ yɛ bridge yɛ mɛhɛ na sɛ yɛkɔ no obutum wɔ ayɛ ne yie kakra so wɔde aka yɛn ho.
Traditional leaders, though disappointed by the prolonged neglect, are once again appealing to the government and relevant agencies to urgently intervene before disaster strikes.
Yeah, pretty okay ni idea up to now. Flood efa Abee. I mean, who's a bank and anywhere. Until this ready pan say, MP Atamos. And never be community more. I will a district team as already. Oh, yeah. It is a a common fiber for Tremanta. Won't me from why? Yes, sir. Appear to a bomb we are buying a dino. Huh? Is your far a friend who a hope for buying a bomb? Yeah, community no. Yan to Abee.
This is not just a bridge, but rather the lifeline of the livelihood of the people of this community. Yet it remains in this dilapidated state, making its usage always a risky venture. The people are therefore appealing for an urgent intervention. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado. Abee.
Now, 2 people have been confirmed dead following a ferry road crash involving a state transport company STC bus, a fuel tanker, a Mitsubishi pickup, and a Kia Sorento at Etukrom near Bunsu Junction in the eastern region. The crash, which occurred on Monday, left the STC bus, the fuel tanker, and the Mitsubishi pickup completely burnt, while the Kia Sorento was extensively damaged. Emergency response teams from the Ghana National Fire Service and other agencies were dispatched to the scene to contain the situation and rescue the victims. Now, a fire outbreak at a girls' dormitory of Was Islamic Senior High School has displaced over 100 students after 6 rooms were destroyed. The affected students have been asked to return home temporarily while investigations into the cause of the fire continues.
6 rooms in the girls' dormitory were gutted by fire on Sunday, destroying the student personal belongings and leaving 138 students without accommodation. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service responded promptly and brought the blaze under control. School authorities say some of the affected students have been asked to return home and report back over the weekend ahead of examination next week, while temporary accommodation has been secured for the remaining students.
Management and teachers around who came from town to help to sanitize the situation, had a meeting, had a discussion, and then we decided that the 138 girls who had been badly affected will have to go home this morning and return over the weekend because we have exams to write next week.
The Wa Municipal Chief Executive, Alhaji Nura Isa Danwana, says the Assembly is working with the school to provide immediate support for the affected students. He adds that plans are being considered to fast-track the completion of an uncompleted dormitory block to help address the school's accommodation challenges.
We're told that it might be caused by an electrical fault, but they are still assessing the situation to come out with a report. So we are here this morning to also assess the situation and also submit our reports and see how best we can help to immediately settle those displaced students to be able to write them.
The Ghana National Fire Service says a full investigation report is expected before the end of the week.
We have had power fluctuations yesterday, as indicated. So that is one possible cause. We also know the illegalities that what students do as with regards to what these electrical gadgets. We know for sure they have these iPads that they use, and someone might ask, how do they charge them? We also know that the use of these box irons. Some of them use them to cook. So we sample all these things and then do our own professional assessment before we come out with it. So these are basically the few that I can mention for you. This is an institutional fire, and I believe we have so many interests on it. So as soon as possible, before the close of this week, we are sure that we can ascertain something for you.
Now, Parliament has wrapped up the second meeting of the second session of the 9th Parliament, leaving behind a mixed legislative record marked by the passage of key economic and governance reforms, but also an unresolved Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2026, also known as the Anti-LGBTQ Bill. Channel 1 News' Ni Aikwe Okain has more in the following report.
The curtains have fallen on the second meeting of the second session of Ghana's 9th Parliament, with lawmakers closing proceedings on Friday, July 31, 2026, after weeks of legislative activity, political debate, and controversy. The meeting began with the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, also known as the Anti-LGBTQ Bill, with the minority opposing some new amendments introduced by the majority caucus, which according to them grant exemptions to journalists, lawyers, and medical personnel, arguing that these changes give legal cover to individuals and entities to promote LGBTQ activities.
Mr. Speaker, I disagree with the attempt by the committee of this House to use amendment to water down the very bill that our friends, when they were in opposition, pushed it on the country. Mr. Speaker, that was their argument. And where is the principle? Mr. Speaker, where is your principle? If a journalist or a media house, let's say City FM, Joy FM, reports matters relating to LGBTQ, should we accuse them of supporting or promoting or whatever? If an academic does a research on LGBTQ, can he publish the research findings? These are the questions that have been raised, which the committee that we refer the matter to have considered and brought us specific proposals for us to consider. How does that amount to the NDC government or NDC members of parliament watering down the provisions of the bill?
The Speaker had indicated that Parliament would rescind its earlier decision on the passage of the bill to allow for a review of 3 key clauses relating to the sentencing regime before the legislation could be passed again.
I call for it to be reintroduced at the end so that we just tweak and refine those clauses. Our intention is to finish it before we go on the recess at this meeting. We are likely to do so even by tomorrow.
However, although a motion to rescind the decision appeared on the order paper for the final sitting, the House could not adopt it before members adjourned sine die. Beyond the controversy surrounding the anti-LGBT bill, Parliament passed several significant pieces of legislation. Among the major approvals was the Ghana Cocoa Board Bill 2026, which seeks to guarantee cocoa farmers no less than 70% of the free on-board FOB export price through the Ghana Cocoa Board. Lawmakers also passed the Excise Bill 2026, which abolishes excise taxes on locally manufactured fruit juices. The move is expected to reduce consumer prices, promote healthier consumption, and support local agro-processing industries. One of the most contentious pieces of legislation passed during the meeting was the Tribunals Bill, which provides for the establishment of regional and district tribunals to help reduce the backlog of cases in the justice system. While the majority defended the bill as a measure to improve access to justice, the minority strongly opposed it, arguing that the tribunals could be used to target members of the opposition party.
I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe this is a job for the boys. It shouldn't be. And Mr. Speaker, the point, I don't want to believe that we want to recruit some lawyers from certain courtesses and make them chairpersons of regional tribunals and get 2 people to become members of regional tribunals and get jobs and have some Mr. Speaker, with respect, some kangaroo system where opponents of the administration will be run through a certain judicial system and jailed. We don't want that.
The tribunals, when established, will comply with Chapter 5 of the Constitution.
A major highlight of the meeting was the presentation of the 2026 mid-year budget review by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kaneshie Latoforsen.
Mr. Speaker, the momentum has continued into 2026. Real GDP growth reached 6.4% in the first half, exceeding expectations. Mr. Speaker, for the first time in our nation's history, the size of Ghana's economy exceeded $100 billion, firmly establishing Ghana as a major emerging market economy.
With the House now on recess, attention shifts to the next meeting, where unresolved matters, including the fate of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2026, are expected to remain central to the national conversation.
Now, fuel prices are climbing up again in Ghana, with oil marketing companies raising pump prices as the first pricing window for August takes effect, even though President Mahama has directed a 2 cedi per litre reduction in the regulatory margin on diesel to caution consumers. But what's driving the prices or the increases in prices, and should consumers expect any relief? Here's an explainer.
The biggest factor has been the surge in global crude oil prices, and as we speak, average international crude oil prices increased by 23.25% alongside increases in the prices of refined petroleum products. The rise has been driven largely by renewed geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, including tensions involving the United States and Iran, as well as the Israel-Iran conflict. For Ghana, the impact is quite immediate because the country imports virtually all of its refined petroleum products, leaving local pump prices exposed to movements on the international market. The second major pressure has been the depreciation of the local currency, that's the cedi. Well, according to the Bank of Ghana, the local currency, the cedi, had weakened by some 9.5% against the US dollar by the end of July 2026. Again, domestic pricing factors have also contributed to the increases that we are all witnessing. For the first pricing window of August, for example, benchmark prices for petrol and diesel increased significantly, with petrol rising by 9.4% and diesel by 18.3%. So what happens next? There is some relief for diesel users. The diesel price floor has been cut by 2 Ghana cedis per litre to 14 Ghana cedis 97 pesos, according to revised figures from the National Petroleum Authority. The adjustment follows government's decision to intervene in diesel pricing. So from tomorrow, August 4, government will absorb 2 Ghana cedis per litre of diesel to help contain transport and also production costs. Petrol, however, remains fully exposed to movements in global oil prices and the exchange rates. There are also signs that global oil prices could ease in the near term, and so crude oil prices fell by more than $5 per barrel following news of fresh diplomatic engagement between the United States of America and Iran. So for consumers, this could provide some form of relief, if you like, if the decline in international prices is sustained and also the cedi remains relatively stable. For now, however, motorists, businesses, as well as households should all expect continued pressure at the pumps with developments in the Middle East and the depreciation or the movement in the cedi remaining key determinants of fuel pricing in the country.
Now, with the latest increment and the intervention by government, will transport operators proceed with their planned fare increments? We're joined via Zoom by Deputy Public Relations Officer of the GPRTU, Samuel Ampa, for more. Mr. Ampa, you're welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you very much. The name is Amwa.
Forgive me, Mr. Amwa. Government has announced some relief to diesel prices. Are you satisfied with that announcement?
All right. So thank you very much for having me on your show. Let me say good evening to you and your viewers and listeners. Let me first, commend the government for, this intervention by taking the 2 cedis from the price of the diesel. The government has done very well. We commend the president for that. Yes, we had we decided to increase the transport fares by 30%. That was a proposal that we sent to the transport ministry. That was way back last week. Actually, what the president has done now by taking the 2 cedis from the petroleum product, um, looking at the price of the fuel now, it went as far as 19 cedis to 20 cedis a liter on diesel, then 16 to 17 to 18 cedis a liter on petrol. So taking these 2 cedis from the diesel means that we are coming back to where it was. Yes, the government has done well. So the drivers are complaining, by the close of the work, you not get anything to be taken home. You use all the money to buy fuel. You cannot make your sales. If driver don't make sales, then it means that counter will also not get money to repair the vehicles when it gets spoiled. Yet the leadership, met today. If I say the leadership, it means that the leadership of the GPRTU met today, deliberated on this very issue. They find out that there's the need to engage, the other, regions that take care of their, other regions at the GPRQ level, to engage them to find out what has happened now, the way forward. As I'm speaking to you, a decision will be taken tomorrow to find out that if we have to go ahead, with this increment, if yes, what percentage margin are we looking at? We still want to, engage them to find out if we can be able to maintain the fares that we are taking for now. As I'm speaking to you, I cannot boldly come out with the final decision taken by the leadership. But if we listen to the drivers, it's difficult for them, when after they finish with, or they close from their work.
But Mr. Amwa, 2 cedis, that's a big deal. It should count for something. The government made the intervention so that the general public would be affected positively. You should make that count. I mean, 2 cedis is a big deal on a liter of fuel.
Yes, that is why I earlier commend the president for doing that. But let's also think about where the fuel price is and where it has gotten to. We have a percentage threshold that we normally look at. From where it was and where it has gotten to, if we are to increase transport fares, we should have increased it long ago. But we have been maintaining our fares because we know that we are not in a normal season. All these poor hikes that we are seeing is because of this war, this Middle East war. Yes, government has come in. It means that if a driver, buys 1 gallon of fuel, it means that he's saving about 9 cedis, amount of money. It's quite well. but let's see where it is now. That is why I said that we are standing in for drivers. We have, we have covered all the 16 regions. All the decisions that we take, we make sure that it will favor the drivers, the passengers, and that of the towners as well. Yes, I will state that again. Government has done well by removing these 2 cedis from the diesel. But we'll still wait for tomorrow to see the reflections at the pump. Then we'll know what to do finally.
Just for emphasis and certainty, the plan to increase fares would be arrested by this announcement, right?
I can say yes, in a way that will depend on the final meeting tomorrow by the leadership of GPRT and that of the GRTCC and other unions, and consultations will also be made. I stated earlier that we represent drivers, we represent other executives, so we'll do a lot of consultations, and we'll also need to explain much things for the drivers and the other members to also understand before we can also come up with our final decision.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amua of the GPRTU, for speaking to us. This is Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. Still ahead. Used car dealers demand withdrawal of planned pre-export verification of conformity program for vehicle imports. More on that when we return. Please stay with us.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzy hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzy oh Lizzy. Lizzy
the Shito is Shitole. Lizzy Shito over fail.
Lizzy Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzy Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzy Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy and
Lizzy Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
As the sun rises over the city of Accra, its warm glow settles on one of the city's most thoughtfully planned communities, Lakeside Estate. And once again, something exceptional is unfolding. After the successful sale of our 4-bedroom Orca at Lakeside Hills, a new masterpiece is about to make its debut. An exquisite 4-bedroom story Orca home overlooking a breathtaking landscape of the Abee Mountains. This remarkable home now features a total floor area of 330 square meters, set on a generous 7,140 square foot plot. Step inside and you're welcomed by a spacious foyer leading to an open living and dining area, paired with a modern fitted kitchen with a stylish island crafted for the ultimate cooking experience. On the first floor, family living takes center stage. Spend quality time together and enjoy the convenience of a newly added infinite kitchenette, perfect for warming up your coffee or tea. For our esteemed homeowners who value privacy and productivity, a dedicated study area has been beautifully integrated into the design. This new home is a testament to trust, craftsmanship, and modern living. A space where elegance, comfort and style come together effortlessly. Book your spot today by calling our sales expert on 020-477-5040 or 020-477-5042. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all.
Yeah, welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Nashika Caesar.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. It's time to celebrate you big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. Win one of 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados and your share of over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards. Let's be your connection plug in your everyday hustle. Make video calls, browse the internet for business with family and friends. Make that money move and stay ahead. Because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years with the MTN at 30 promo. Connect, use, build points and win big. Dial *530# or visit my MTN app for more. T's and T's apply.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abee, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
You're welcome back. And Nashika is in studio. Hello, now. How are you?
Hi, Sandra. I'm well. How are you?
How is the business world doing?
It's doing great.
With petrol, diesel prices being reduced, I mean, we are hoping for the better.
Exactly.
Anyway,
that's the plan.
Please take it up.
Right. Now, used car dealers are demanding the withdrawal of the planned pre-export verification of conformity program for vehicle imports. They warn that the policy, which is expected to take effect on October 1, could threaten livelihoods and lead to widespread job losses across the automobile industry. We have more in this report.
Under the new policy, vehicles more than 10 years old from their date of manufacture will be prohibited from entering the country. Vehicles with broken, cracked, bent, or twisted chassis will also be deemed unfit for exportation. In addition, the Ghana Standards Authority will not certify vehicles that fail to meet the minimum Euro 2 exhaust emission standard. To enforce the requirements, the authority has introduced a pre-export verification of conformity program. This means all used vehicles destined for Ghana must undergo inspection and receive a valid certificate of conformance before being shipped from the exporting country. Authorities say the measure is intended to prevent unsafe and substandard vehicles from entering the country. But used car dealers are strongly opposing the implementation, arguing that the policy threatens their businesses and the livelihoods of thousands of people within the automobile value chain.
I think things should be watched well so that it helps the local industry. They are talking of 10 years issue. When you go outside there, their standard of living, everything is higher. But still, they do keep, even 2004 car is being used. Even older cars are being used. Even they are developed, they plan their country well. We are a third country that we are struggling to survive. So we can't compare ourselves to those people. Though we need our safety, roadworthiness, and other things. But things should be considered. If not, we are collapsing our local industry.
This thing, I don't understand it. I will never agree because it will affect it. Now I have the same car, 2007. So what I'm going to do it. So government is supposed to help us so that we also be in future they will help me. Because right now if we season this cars 28, 29, 27, in fact it will affect us.
No, we have family at home that we are taking care of them. We all depend on this thing that we are doing. So if you want to plan it, what are you going to do?
Some dealers are also calling for a grace period to allow them to sell their vehicles already imported into the country and reduce potential financial losses.
People are really very, very panicking about the situation and so on. So that's why we are pleading to the government to see to it, and then maybe if he can then pull back a little for us to manage ourselves. I think that one will be, credible.
General Secretary of the Vehicle and Asset Dealers Union of Ghana, Frank Kofiga Tanley, is also calling for broader stakeholder engagement before the policy is implemented.
If we want to use an agency of state to somehow frustrate a market, I think it begs more questions than answers. A lot of people are going to lose jobs if we are not careful with this implementation. And as VADAC, we are calling the Standards Board to hold on. We are asking them to put a halt on this. There are a lot of safety questions that need to be answered today.
Now, the Bank of Ghana is warning the public against engaging with 20 unlicensed digital credit providers operating in the country. The central bank has also directed all regulated financial institutions not to facilitate the activities of these digital lenders. We have more in this Business Desk report.
In a public notice, the bank said the companies are offering loans through mobile apps and other digital platforms without the required license, in breach of the Directive for Digital Credit Service Providers, which took effect in September 2025. According to the bank, the continued operations of these lenders expose consumers to risks, including data privacy breaches, weak consumer protection, and non-compliance with financial regulations. Among the unlicensed loan apps include Adamfo Loan, Ejapa Credit, Amanfi Loan, Arco Cash, Ireland, Bax Now, CityGo, CGrab, Dumbo Cash, and F Cash. The Bank of Ghana says it will continue working with relevant state agencies to identify, investigate, and take enforcement action against illegal digital lenders to protect consumers and safeguard confidence in the country's financial systems. It is also encouraging members of the public to report the activities of unlicensed loan providers directly to the bank as part of efforts to curb illegal digital lending and promote a safer, more transparent digital finance ecosystem.
Let's now bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for the Channel One Business. I am Nashi Kasiza. Sanda, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nashi Kasiza, from the Channel One Business Department. To some other stories now, and the New Patriotic Party, NPP, says it will go ahead with its planned demonstration on August 6, despite stiff opposition. The NPP is demonstrating against what they call unhealthy democratic practices in Ghana under President John Mahama. Addressing journalists after meeting with the Accra Regional Police Command, the NPP said the demonstration will come off as planned. There's more in this report by John Educhiboja, as read by Ni Ayekwe Okai.
The national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Henry Nanabuachi, says demonstrators will assemble at 5 a.m. at the Supreme Court on Thursday, August 6, 2026, to present their first petition before marching through selected principal streets to the Jubilee House to submit a second petition. A final petition, he added, will be presented to Parliament by the party's leadership.
Thursday, 6th of August. In the morning, 5 a.m., we gather in front of the Supreme Court. We'll present the first petition at the Supreme Court. And then we will move straight in front of the streets, the Yoko Street, the street in front of Yoko. Then we will just move straight to Jubilee House to present the other petition. There will be a last petition that will be sent to Parliament House, but we will delegate the leadership in Parliament and some leaders of our party to present that petition. But we are going to hold this mammoth demonstration, democracy under attack.
The national organizer accused the Mahama administration of undermining democratic principles and applying justice selectively, insisting that the demonstration is intended to defend Ghana's democracy and the rule of law.
It is so amazing how President Mahama, just in 2025, immediately he became president, he sanctioned the Attorney General to go to the court and free all NDC elements who are standing trial for various offenses. You recall the 5.7 billion Unibank scandal. The Attorney General, on the instructions of the President, went to court, entered nolle prosequi, freed all of them. You recall the Segleme, $200 million project. They were supposed to build 5,000 units of houses. They ended up building just a little over 1,000. Honorable Collins Dowda and others were standing trial for various offenses. The Attorney General freed them on the instructions of President Mahama.
Now, the High Court has ordered the freezing of 5 bank accounts and 4 landed properties belonging to former Executive Secretary of the Inter-Ministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization, Dennis Miracles Abuaje, as part of an ongoing investigation by the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, EOCO. The order, issued by the court, temporarily bars any transactions involving the identified bank accounts and prohibits the sale, transfer, mortgage, or disposal of the 4 landed properties until further orders are made by the court. The directive forms part of EOCO's efforts to preserve assets that may be relevant to its ongoing investigations into alleged financial and procurement-related irregularities. Miracles Abuaje is currently under investigation over allegations of financial and procurement-related irregularities involving approximately 55 million cedis during his tenure as Executive Secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sandabado. When we return, Chelsea confirms signing of 36-year-old Jordan Henderson from Brentford. More on that in a jiffy. Please stay with us.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, some more.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Freddy Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Freddy once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. listen. Maybe this Sasso spray. Me say for the Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso Union.
Sasso, come tom preko.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPark.
EduPark?
Yes, EduPark. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note: all our wooden chalkboxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompt, or you can visit www.eduparkgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPark, approved and supported by GES.
Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding, and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Yeah, welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Yao Ajay Minta. Mint, 36-year-old, is that not when footballers retire?
Oh, yes. Normally, that's what tends to happen. But these days, science has improved. I mean, technology has improved.
Yeah, but old age hasn't improved, though.
I mean, we see Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi doing what they're doing. So
that's Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't compare my zero to some Chelsea Hernandez.
Oh, I mean, once you're able to stay fit and stay in shape, yeah, you can play.
Anyway, I wish Chelsea luck with their grandpa signing. Please give us the news.
Will do. Now, Chelsea signing Jordan Henderson says he could not turn down the opportunity to join the club after completing a 2-year move from Brentford. Now, the 36-year-old who won the English Premier League title with Liverpool becomes the second experienced English player signed by Chelsea this off-season after the club brought in forward Danny Welbeck. Now, speaking after completing his move, Henderson said, and I quote, "Given the size of the club, the manager, who I have great admiration for, and the quality of the players, this was a huge opportunity I couldn't turn down. I was also impressed with how much the ownership want Chelsea to be successful and move in the right direction. I'm very excited to get going," end quote. Now, Administrator of Ghana's Sports Fund, Dr. David Waku, has called for an attitude change towards sports in the country. He made his call in the aftermath of Ghana's disappointing campaign at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, where Team Ghana won just 2 medals after winning 5 at the 2022 edition that was held in Birmingham in England.
Performance, really, it is not impressive as any ordinary person would expect, but my point is you can't reap what you don't sow. I believe it takes more than just performance or participation or appearance to get to the top. So what I realize, my lessons are that we need to do more preparation, more training, especially on the technical side, motivation to the athletes, and also if we really want to perform to a high level, winning higher level medals, then as a country we have to take sports a bit more serious than we do for now, because most of the interview I had with some of the boxers or the athletes or the young talented sportsmen and women is that there is no a systematic arrangement for training these identified talents to become elite.
The Commonwealth Games update is brought to you by Ghana Commercial Bank and the Hope brand. Now moving over to men's football, and the United States national men's football team head coach Mauricio Pochettino says a new approach will be adopted for his new chapter leading the team after extending his contract until 2030. The 4-year extension keeps the Argentine in charge after he guided the team to the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup title and a round of 16 appearance at the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Different and must be different because it's a 4-year cycle. It's a project that is about to establish and to settle different principles. And I think all this time from finish the World Cup until today, I think we were talking a lot about the board and the whole organization of the federation, and to try to settle new principles and to approach in different way and to build what we want. The vision from of course from the federation is very clear and very exciting, and I think to be part of them and to offer to be part of this project for us was key, and to work with us and to be a partner, this is going to be an amazing situation.
And that's all for sports. I am Yao, AJ Mita. Sandra, what's you?
Thank you so much, Yao. And that's it for Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. Please visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel One TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content.